Hey everybody. I just wanted to go over this AMC stock. A lot of people are giving their opinions about where they think the stock's going to be at, and they're giving a lot of technical evaluation over what they think the price point is going to be and what the support is for it. I really just want to make this video to offer you guys a little bit more information so that as you're doing your research and you're doing your due diligence, that you can come to a better conclusion about how you spend your money and what the possibility is for this stock. So just kind of use this as not really gearing you or not really looking to push you in any particular direction, but more or less kind of presenting the facts for you. So just some due diligence that I want to get out the way. I am about 350 shares in, so I do have a $2,500 um, position right now. I'm looking to put some more money into this tomorrow. So I wanted to just go over a few things real quick um, about the stock. So I guess I should say, like everybody else does on YouTube, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Do your own research and due diligence. I'm just a guy on the internet that owns roughly 350 shares of the stock at about an $8.25 price point. So history to present, if we didn't know this already, AMC has been around since 1920. So it's been around for a long time, and it will probably continue to be around for a long time too. A lot of people say, because there's a lot of streaming going on and Netflix and movies on demand and Fandango and YouTube video, and there's a lot of video on demand stuff going on. But I think that people want to get back out. I think people want to get back out into the community. They want to go out. They want to go to restaurants. They want to get out of their house. So just because you can watch a movie at your home doesn't necessarily mean that people want to. Okay. Um, they closed their theaters in March 18th of 2020. That's when the stock kind of dropped down or started getting pretty low. They've been saddled with debt this year, and the CEO has done a pretty good job of negotiating that debt and finding other investors to fill the void, so that they did not file Chapter 11 bankruptcy. Since people are generally upset because they didn't know if they were going to have a job, they didn't know whether if they were going to be fired. This year's been really terrible, financially, mentally, and just for the general, considering how many people have gotten sick and how many people have passed away. And I think the impression is that Wall Street and these big hedge funds that move around millions and billions and trillions of dollars, they're making money throughout this whole thing. Even in the worst of times, there's always somebody making money and profiting. And I think this is the not the first time, but this is something they didn't see coming. This is when a bunch of normies, a bunch of normal people, investors, are able to go into the market and are able to have the potential to make a huge sum of money and punish these hedge funds that normally thrive, that normally they sway the market, they make the decisions. And I think we're definitely onto something. We're definitely going somewhere. So, just so you guys know, of course, everybody's saying it, if this stock goes up next week and if it goes from $8.01 to $10 to $15 to $20, I personally am holding because if you sell all these shares off, the theory is that they're going to go back to these hedge funds and we're not going to have a gamma squeeze and we're not going to have a short squeeze. So I personally am holding on to my money. So I want to take a minute to talk about this, what I call this disinformation campaign. So I do a lot of reading. I'm not definitely not a technical a person. I definitely don't have a huge understanding of stocks at this current moment. I am learning. I came on board after this GameStop broke the news, like a lot of other people that just had some money laying around that wanted to get into the market and that got tired of seeing that money staying in the savings account and wanted to see, what, can I make something out of this? The interest rate's so low, I'll never make any money out of my savings account. And even if I lose some money in this, it's almost still worth it to be able to have the opportunity and the chance to play in the game. So these are a couple things I saw when I say disinformation campaign. I'm looking here. So these are the analyst ratings, and of course, throughout 2020, you see that there's a lot of downgrades or neutrals. Actually, mostly downgrades because obviously most of their movie theaters are closed, and there's not going to be a lot of revenue. AMC does have some contracts, and they do a lot of things other than movie theaters. They do have the rights to a lot of movies. They do have agreements for networking and video on demand. But I expect this. I expect this throughout 2020 to be downgrade, to $1.25, $2, fine. But I look at this up here and I see February 1st, 2021, downgrade, MKM Partners, neutral to sell, $1. And I personally, I think this is ridiculous. I don't know a ton about the cash flow and the fundamental part of it, but the stock clearly is trending. I would at least expect this to be a hold, if not a buy. If you look at the trend going back a year, 2 years, 3 years before COVID, you would see that this stock has the potential to go up to $20, $30, like it has in the past. We are not at the lowest point, but we are at a pretty low point. So I just find it funny that you're going to see downgrade, and you're going to see a lot of these people trying to scare retail investors and normal people into selling their stock, and they're going to be playing lots of games in order to get to that point. I think this right here is what I took off of for Market Beat. Then I go down to Motley Fool. Ignore GameStop and AMC. These growth stocks are poised to double the Motley Fool. The point is, GameStop and AMC Entertainment are terrible companies that investors would be wise to ignore. Again, do I want to listen to some of these companies that I think are just kind of in the pocket of the hedge funds? Do I think that the Motley Fool is going to really give me some good information about stocks to get into? Um, no, no, not really. This stock is in my opinion, is going to be going up. It doesn't have really, for me, the ability to go down so much, and I think that at some point, um, it's a pretty safe bet that I think that this will go up in the future, no matter what, as people start going back to the theater, myself included. Wall Street Journal. Here goes another one. Cinemark shines without the drama. AMC's weaker financial footing seemed to be a draw for the risk-addicted YOLO crowd who saw the company as teetering on bankruptcy and as a possible investment or buyout target by a bigger Hollywood player. Is that real fair? Is that really fair to say that the YOLO crowd at Reddit uh, are you guys putting us down? Are you guys trying to make us feel like a bunch of idiots that we're just kind of banding together to just kind of YOLO something that might be going out of business? Or did somebody notice that there's a huge amount of short selling going on, such as like in GME, the GameStop, and did somebody see an opportunity to not let the hedge funds get away with it like they always do? So I don't know. I think some of these articles are kind of a put down, and I think they kind of glaze over the obvious of what's going on. And maybe they do it on purpose. Maybe they don't want people to really get wind of what is going on and about the short selling. And they want to kind of just breeze over it and say, hey, look, bunch of millennials are spending their money on AMC and they're trying to pump it up, and they're just completely ignoring the rest of it there. So one thing I noticed too is that some people are just buying the wrong stock. If you look here, AMCX, which AMCX, some people are just buying the wrong stock. I don't know what this is here. I think this is the television channel. But I mean, look at this here. It was humming along around 60. It kind of went down because of COVID. And then right here just starts spiking back up. And I don't know. Look at the analyst ratings. I think a lot of people are getting this confused with with the actual AMC. And the reason I say that is I go over to social media, and a lot of people are using AMCX. This is the wrong stock. So I feel like if a lot of people have to point it out, I feel like there might be some disinformation going out there. When I look over at short interest, there's a big spike in short interest too. So I don't know if it's anything related. I don't know if people are trying to make you believe that this is the real AMC, but I did hear that a lot of people were investing into the wrong stock. Um, there's a short interest debate. A Redditor posted that they took AMC off the market watch, and I went through and I took a look at it, and I don't see it. It's true. I don't see AMC on there anywhere. I see AMCX, which I don't know if again if that was done purposefully to kind of attract newer investors that really aren't doing their due diligence. So 300. Okay, so the CEO here just got a $3,750,000 bonus, um, and as well as some of the upper echelon here, which I personally don't have a problem with. They're pushing it out there in the news, trying to paint it as a bad thing. You know, I don't know. You don't know if these people took pay cuts. You don't know if these bonuses are going to be paid out of stock options. It's really, I don't know. I don't really see this as a negative. I see this as kind of a distraction from what's going on. Um, some good points that are be coming up. So this is kind of the catalyst that I wanted to talk about as to why I think the price of the stock is going to go up. Aside from all the other things going on with the shorts, the reopening plan, like New York City is going to be opening cinemas around March 5th, and LA is not going to be far behind. They do have a plan. If you look here, AMC does have a plan of how they expect to open or conduct their business safely. There's also there's also a list of theaters that are that they're listing here. No, you know, they're laying hands clean. I mean, I'm fine. I feel comfortable going to the movies at this point. But there was a list of theaters. Yeah, here we go. Here, there's a list of theaters, and it looks like everything's starting to open. It's really state dependent, but it does look like theaters throughout are starting to open up. They're not obviously going to be open to full capacity, but I feel like it's coming soon. As more people get vaccinated, and as we push forward, I think if we do this right, I don't think movie theaters are going to be a huge inconvenience, but I do think it's going to be difficult to make sure that people keep their mask on, right? They're going to be eating popcorn and drinking, but I mean, if you're doing temperature checks or I don't know, um, so I mean that's just something to kind of look out for. But I see things kind of moving in the right direction. For the downside, Fauci um, says vaccinated people should not dine indoors or go to the theater quite yet. Um, Not to get political or anything like that, but I'm fine. I'm fine personally with going to the movie theater. It's not something that I personally mind. So risk versus reward. So for pros, AMC has reached $20, $30 pre-pandemic. People are eager to get out of the house, so I don't think that video on demand is going to really hurt AMC too much right now. I think people have been home for over a year. They want to get out the house. They want to take their families out. It's not the same being at home. It's nice to go out to the theater. Just like Uber Eats is great sometimes, but you like the atmosphere of going back out into an actual restaurant. So people are eager to get out the house. The only con that I can see is that there's a large uptick in the direct to video pipelines and Netflix streaming. But again, I don't think it's enough to really affect the price of the stock in a negative fashion. So how high can the stock go? I know there's not an apples to apples comparison, but I did not know this until somebody pointed it out. I had no clue that Chipotle was at a $1,400 stock price. Now, I know fundamentals and everything and the finance and everything's going to be completely different, but I mean, look at that, really. I mean, so I don't know. I don't know how high this stock can go, but this gives me a little bit of hope that we're going to go from 801 to something that's going to be severely profitable for us. Um, what's to come? What's next, right? So what everybody's saying is diamond hands, right? Don't sell the stock. You're going to see a lot of volatility and misdirection coming up over the next couple of days. The stock may go up at the market open. It may not. It may sink by 11 o'clock and go down to $6. It can jump up to $15, $20. It can go up and down. And I think that some of these hedge funds are going to play a lot of games and try to make it to where they are scaring off people. So if you invested in at $13 and you see that stock drop down to $6 by 12 o'clock noon, you got to hold on to it. You can't sell at a loss. And vice versa, if you go and you see this stock rise up to $20 a share, you got to hold on to it because we're looking for the big money. We're looking for the squeeze and the difference between taking a little bit of profit at 20 and taking some profit at 100, 200, or whatever it may go to, which honestly, nobody knows. You can go out there and you can see people saying, "Hey, this could hit $300. This could hit $1,000 a share. I don't know. Everybody has to set their own risk tolerance. Um, you don't want to play with money that you can't afford to lose. You don't want to put the rent money up. You got to be responsible, and whatever you make out of this, be happy for it, right? So what does misdirection look like? Well, it looks a little something like this. When you're going on to, I think I got this off of Weeble's comment section, and you just see people just being negative, and they're just posting repeatedly the same exact thing. Whether they're liking negative comments, they're not providing a whole lot of value. They're trying to tell everybody the stock price is going to go down, you're going to lose all your money. They did the same thing with GameStop too. And look, there's a lot of people that are in the positive for GameStop. There's a lot of people that are in the negative too that are still holding on, but a lot of people made money out of it too. You can't win. You can't expect any reward if you don't have any risk. If you don't play the game, you can't win anything. So that's what a lot of this deception or misdirection looks like, and expect to see a lot of that in the next couple of days. Expect to see this laddering where you're seeing the stock price getting driven down into the ground, and just have faith and just see and do your due diligence, right? I'm not going to tell you the stock is going to go up or the stock is going to go down. I don't know personally, but I do read a lot of comments from different sites and different people, and I make my own decision, and I think that's what you should do too. They're going to try to scare you into selling so that your physical stock can go back to these hedge funds that need to purchase them to cover their shorts. They're going to say things like the theaters will be closed again. They will go bankrupt. They're going to dilute the shares and lower the short. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think they're going to dilute anymore. Um, I think it'd be bad for business. I think it'd be bad for all these people that are invested in AMC that pulled them out of bankruptcy, that gave them this cash infusion. I think it would be a big slap in the face, and I really don't think they're going to do that right now. The truth is, we don't know how those bonuses are going to be paid out. I talked about that. This lists the bonuses that's been paid out in the past. There is stock awards that have gone on in the past, $6 million. So it would not be out the ordinary to think that some of that money might be paid out in stock options, which would be great, which would help the cause. Um, Not everybody's on the sell train. You're going to see some good stuff. I looked on bar chart today, and on bar chart it is listed as a strong buy, which was really good to see. Not everybody's saying, um, sell off your stock. And personally, I don't know why they would even say sell, honestly, right now. I think there is potential in this stock. Just like everything else, the market is down, everything's down. There's potential in this stock as everything's going to go back up. I personally like AMC. I like AMC. I think the theater's clean. I think it's a nice environment. It always looks nice to go to. It's very spacious, comfortable seats. I like AMC. I like this. I like the company. I like the stock. So not everybody's on the sell train. So I'm looking at comments here, and from Yahoo message board, and you guys can go ahead and look through these things. I look at Yahoo message board, look at the Weeble message board, um, and this will kind of just give you a little bit more detail. It's something you haven't heard from anybody else that's posting here about what they expect the price to go up to, and basically don't fall into the trap where if you see the money spike up a little bit and drop back down, that you get eager and sell your shares. That we're looking at the long term. Don't expect anything to squeeze. Don't expect anything to go up this week. It could be March, it could be April, it could be May. So you got to really just be hunkered down and don't really look for short-term gains. This is kind of relatively long play. So obviously nobody knows what's going to happen on Monday. Only invest what you can afford to lose. You know, and yeah, I don't know. I look at some of these comments here, and they say, hold past the $100 mark. This stock has the potential to be anywhere between $800 and $2,000 a share. I don't know. It's something that we're going to see. And I'll tell you what, personally, if it is over the average of $8.25 that I have into it, I guess I'm happy, right? Because obviously, I just don't want to lose stock. So anything that it goes up from here, I'm just going to be happy with. I'm not expecting $2,000 personally. I'm not even expecting $1,000. But again, if it's over $8.25, I am I am pretty happy. So again here, telling people to make sure that you have your sell limit set over $500. I know on E-Trade I tried to set $1,000 sell limit. It would reject it. It wouldn't let me. So as the price of the stock, if it does go up, I'll have to adjust my sell limits so that they don't trigger too early so that I can get in. and kind of maximize my return. So again, guys, do your own research. I just want to point out two creators here that I think were pretty knowledgeable. Trade Trades, which you probably have already heard so already, but if you guys want to search it up on YouTube, I will put a link down in the description to his channel. And this gentleman right here, again, I'm not validating if they know what they're talking about. That's for you to decide. But I do see that I did listen to this guy's video here, Stock Markets with Bruce, and he had a pretty good explanation, or what I thought was a good explanation about how the hedge funds are going to wiggle out of this situation and how they're going to, figure out a way to make money out of this. Even though they're going to lose money, they're going to figure out how to recoup some of that money as much as possible. So he has a pretty good description there. So I will see you all next week. Again, everybody, remember, have diamond hands and don't sell yourself short is my personal opinion and what I'm planning to do. Um, just for fun here, if you want to learn a little bit more about market manipulation, here's your man from CNBC, Jim Cramer, talking about market manipulation. So again, I'll put that link inside the description. It's an interesting interview that I don't know if anybody really expected to get out, but he kind of walks you through step by step the motivation and the profile behind a hedge fund and how they are just willing to do anything to turn a profit at anyone's expense. So for everyone here, good luck. I will continue to take some of my stocks that I'm invested in and just kind of put some of the information together so that you all have um, some good reference and information so that you all can do your due diligence, and best luck to everybody. Thanks. See ya.